In 2024, the Indonesian people will celebrate the fifth annual Democratic Party, namely the legislative and presidential elections, which will be held on February 14. Politicians and national figures have started to be rumored to be advancing in the presidential election in the upcoming 2024 elections. But what about the potential and opportunities and related political dynamics of the presidential candidate who is said to be advancing in the upcoming 2024 presidential elections? The political dynamics ahead of the 2024 presidential elections are starting to be pale from the formulation of the KIB coalitions or Koalisi Indonesia Bersatu under the chairmanship of Golkar Airlangga Hartarto with the PAN and P3 parties. These coalitions was formed to stir up contention toward the upcoming 2024 presidential elections, where the general chairman of the Golkar party, Airlangga Hartarto, wants in the upcoming presidential elections himself as the general chairman of the second largest party in Indonesia, confident to become a presidential candidate with the coalition of political parties he formed. So on May 13 in the 2022, three political party leaders will hold a meeting in Menteng Sentral, Jakarta.
Tiga, PAN dan Golkar. Nah, pertemuan ini tentu akan mendorong bahwa tiga partai ini akan bekerja sama bersama atau akan bersatu. Bersatu itu sendiri berarti adalah beringin, matahari, dan Baitullah. Kita melihat bahwa ke depan kita ingin membangun budaya politik baru, di mana budaya politik baru itu dijalankan dengan kerjasama yang berjenjang dan bertahap. Tentunya kita akan bekerja sama ke depan untuk mengawal agenda-agenda politik ke depan, termasuk dalam pemilu nanti di 2024.
In addition to the three parties that have joined, Airlangga also hoped that other parties will join the KIB coalitions. He reasoned that a large nation like Indonesia cannot be managed as a small group but in collaboration with many parties who have the same motivation and goals for the progress and the development of Indonesia itself. On the other hand, on June 18, the Gerindra Party and PKB conducted a discussion on political cooperations for the possibility of forming coalitions in the upcoming elections. PKB Chairman Muhaimin Iskandar held a meeting at Prabowo House. While on August 13, the Gerindra and PKB coalitions was officially formed to work together or form a coalitions in the 2024 presidential elections. In his speech, Prabowo said that he had wanted to form a coalition with PKB for a long time and that he had a close relationship with Gus Dur, which has then greeted with applause from the cadres from Gerindra and PKB.
Atas nama keluarga besar Gerakan Indonesia Raya, saya nyatakan terima kasih atas kepercayaan PKB.
In this case, political officers say that this coalition was formed out of Prabowo's intention to attract Nahdlatul Ulama voters, who base is very large, especially in East Java, where the general chairman of PKB really wants to run as presidential or vice presidential candidate. It is with this dynamic that this coalition was formed.
Strategi politik yang dilakukan oleh Prabowo Subianto, karena dulu Prabowo sebagai pemimpin yang dinilai nasionalis selalu melakukan koalisi dengan kelompok-kelompok Islam yang berbasiskan Islam perkotaan seperti PKS, dan itu terbukti telah membuat Prabowo Subianto kalah 2 kali dalam Pilpres. Untuk menatap pemilu 2024, Prabowo mencoba untuk meninggalkan kelompok-kelompok Islam perkotaan, beralih suasana hati, mendekati kelompok-kelompok Islam yang sangat tradisionalis, berbasiskan Islam kultural seperti Nahdlatul Ulama.
On the other hand, the Nasdem Party at the National Working Meeting on June 15 to 17, the National Working Meeting also discussed the presidential candidate to be carried by the Nasdem Party and the majority vote from representative of 34 provinces of the Nasdem Party cadres. The figures to be carried in the upcoming 2024 presidential elections produce three names, namely the commander of the Indonesian Armed Force, General Andika Perkasa, Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan and Central Java Governor Ganjar Pranowo.
Rakernas ini memutuskan menetapkan rekomendasi nama-nama bakal calon Presiden Republik Indonesia yang akan diusung oleh Partai Nasdem pada pemilu 2024 yang akan datang dari 3 nama. 3 nama ini adalah pilihan saudara, pilihan Rakernas. Maka saya akan bacakan penetapan rekomendasi nama-nama bakal calon Presiden Republik Indonesia pada pemilu 2024. Pertama, Anies Rashid Baswedan. Kedua, Muhammad Andika Perkasa. Ketiga, Ganjar Pranowo.
Indiana three namely finally couples into one name, which was then declared by the Nasdem Party as a presidential candidate, namely Anies Rashid Baswedan on October 3 at the Nasdem Tower. In his speech, Anies said that he was ready and honored to be nominated as presidential candidate, and if elected, he was ready to continue the current good development programs.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Sebuah pagi yang cerah, suasana Jakarta yang tenang, masa depan Indonesia yang insya Allah lebih cerah. Kita berkumpul di tempat ini yang insya Allah membuat babak baru untuk perjalanan Nasdem dan perjalanan Indonesia ke depan. Ketika Bang Surya dan teman-teman di Nasdem mengajak kami untuk berdampingan, untuk berjalan bersama, untuk meneruskan pembangunan di Republik ini, untuk memperbaiki yang kurang dengan memohon petunjuk darinya, dan dengan seluruh kerendahan hati. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, kami terima dan bersiap untuk menjawab tantangan itu. Bang Surya Paloh yang saya amat hormati, seluruh keluarga besar Nasdem yang saya banggakan. Bismillah, kami terima, kami siap jalan bersama. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
As a result of this declaration, the national political conditions were getting hotter. Jokowi supporters on social media declared not to vote for that party in the upcoming general elections and declared to boycott the Nasdem Party on Twitter. Despite all that, Anies went on a political safari to meet the general chairman of the Ahaya Democratic Party and also to visit the PKS party to conduct political communications that would make it possible to build a joint coalitions. On the other hand, Ganjar Pranowo was invited in an interview on a national private television program that he is ready if he is nominated as presidential candidate from the PDIV party. This statement was welcomed by Ganjar supporters and volunteers. Ganjar volunteers were also very optimistic that Megawati would be nominated as a presidential candidate through the PDIV party.
Pak Ganjar sendiri mau nggak jadi Presiden Republik Indonesia?
Dengan kondisi dua realitas yang ada, sebenarnya saya ini masuk partai sudah lama, bahkan sejak mahasiswa di PDI. Setelah itu berganti pada PDI Perjuangan. Saya di partai tahun 92 ya. Maka kalau kita bicara dalam kondisi dua realitas yang ada itu, maka sebenarnya kalau untuk bangsa dan negara apa sih yang kita tidak siap?
Berarti kalau ditanya siap menjadi Presiden Republik Indonesia?
Ketika partai kemudian sudah membahas secara keseluruhan dan dia akan mencari anak-anak bangsa yang menurut mereka terbaik, menurut saya semua orang mesti siap pada soal itu. Maka kenapa di awal sebagai etik politik tentu saja kami sangat menghormati satu PDI Perjuangan sebagai partai saya, dan dua adalah relasi yang dibangun oleh partai-partai yang sekarang sedang berbincang, dan yang kedua tentu terkait dengan realitas yang ada di survei dan kemudian semua orang memperbincangkan. Kan suara rakyat juga tidak boleh diabaikan tuh.
Even though Ganjar's statement was later criticized by the PDIP Secretary General Hasto Kristianto, criticism regarding Ganjar's Erpan as the next presidential candidate is not new. This happened because there were a small number of cadres from PDIP who did dualisms in determining the desired presidential candidate between Puan and Ganjar. It was later implied that what would determine the presidential candidate to be carried by the PDIP party was the sovereignty right of the general chairperson, namely Megawati Soekarnoputri. As if he did not want to be outdone by the other figures, Ridwan Kamil on Golkar's birthday stated that he would join a political party and was ready to be nominated as a candidate for president or vice president.
Seperti saya sampaikan, insya Allah kan saya sedang menimang-nimang ya untuk gabung partai. Mudah-mudahan masih di tahun ini, nanti pastinya pasti disampaikan. Salah satu pertimbangan ke Golkar juga ada. Saya nggak mau terlalu jauh ya, itu kan kalau kemungkinan mah ada. Yang penting kita kerja baik pasti dapat elektoral juga baik lah.
The head of state President Joko Widodo has on many occasions expressed his support for the presidential candidate who will contest in the upcoming elections. At the Perindo Party's anniversary celebration on November 7th, President Jokowi stated that the next president might be Pak Prabowo Subianto, which was granted with the thunderous applause from the audience. This is not the first time Wo has expressed his support for Prabowo candidacy as a presidential candidate.
Di pemilu presiden juga menang. Mohon maaf Pak Prabowo. Kelihatannya setelah ini jatahnya Pak Prabowo.
On November 10, Jokowi volunteers who are members of Projo visited Prabowo residence in Kertanegara to enable Prabowo to support in the upcoming presidential elections. Projo Chairman Budi Aristiadi stated who Jokowi would support in the upcoming presidential elections. Volunteers will be perpendicular to Pak Jokowi's order.
Tanggal 10 November ini hari pahlawan. Jadi memang Pak Prabowo ini kan patriot. Dan kita ingin belajar dari Pak Prabowo tentang patriotisme. Terus terang sebagai generasi yang lebih muda. Dan pesan penting dari pertemuan ini adalah Prabowo sampaikan dan ajarkan kepada kami tentang persatuan nasional. Jadi inti dari semua perhelatan politik atau dinamika politik, tetap kita harus menjaga yang namanya persatuan nasional.
On November 26, Jokowi volunteers who are member of Gerakan Nusantara Bersatu held a meeting at GBK which was attended directly by President Jokowi. The meeting, which was attended by thousands of people, received a lot of attention, especially when Jokowi stated that the leaders would think about the people have many wrinkles on their face and white hair.
Pemimpin yang mikirin rakyat itu kelihatan, dari mukanya itu kelihatan. Dari penampilannya itu kelihatan. Banyak kerutan di wajahnya. Karena mikirin rakyat. Ada juga yang mikirin rakyat sampai rambutnya putih semua, ada.
This statement was interpreted by many people with Ganjar Pranowo who has white hair. Jokowi's statement also received response from netizens and national figures such as Ridwan Kamil and Ganjar Pranowo in his social media accounts. From some of the political dynamics leading up the upcoming 2024 general elections, we can see figures who might be nominated as candidates for president or vice presidents, depending on the agreement of the political elite on who to compromise and what to get. Indonesia.